Hi, writers. Today I want to teach you that when opinion writers write their opinions about books, they use the pictures of the story to help form their opinion. Today we're going to be looking at some of the pictures in our stories to help us write an opinion about our characters. I chose a picture from the book Ivy and Bean because my opinion is that Bean is the funniest character in the Ivy and Bean book. Here in the picture, you can see that Bean is on top of her head instead of doing her reading like she's supposed to. Remember that part when Bean said reading made her jumpy? It shows me in this picture that Bean is funny and she doesn't like reading. So I'm going to use this picture to help me form my opinion and my reasons about Bean. When you read Ivy and Bean, you can tell that Bean is a funny character just by looking at the pictures. One of the pictures in the book shows Bean standing on top of her head reading a book. She doesn't like to read, so she stands on top of her head instead. That's so funny. Writers, I want you to closely look at how I was able to use the pictures to help form my opinion about a character. I noticed in the picture that Bean is doing something funny, so I named it in my writing. One of the pictures in the book shows Bean standing on top of her head reading a book. You can tell by the pictures that she's doing funny things. She doesn't like to read, so she stands on top of her head instead. That's so funny. Writers, I was able to use the pictures from my book to help me form my opinion about a character. I looked at the picture. I thought of my opinion about the character. Bean is a funny character. She's funny because I see in the picture that she's standing on top of her head. When you read Ivy and Bean, you can tell that Bean is a funny character just by looking at the pictures. One of the pictures in the book shows Bean standing on top of her head reading a book. She doesn't like to read, so she stands on top of her head instead. That's so funny. Writers, I'm going to give you one last reminder. As you form your opinions about characters from your stories, try using the pictures to help you with your opinion. Find a picture in the story that really helps you form an opinion about your character and talk about that picture in your writing.